So if one doesn't want it, the brake can fail, the car can heat up easily. Two,
All right. Then we come to what is known as data types. Okay, with data types, a field in a database must have a data type assigned to it. This means that anything that you put in the table has to be specific about what sort of data type it contains. So data type means what type of data is going in that field. For example, a name should be text. A phone number should be number, okay? And similarly, but due to many phone numbers starting with a 0, it can only be entered into a text field. So sometimes you have to, make the number field into a text field because many of the cell numbers, they start with 0, or area codes even that start with 0 to 1. So if you have a number field, 0 will not be, it will not appear. It will disappear because it will discard it. It will only treat the 2 and the 1. So sometimes you need to convert these fields into text, like the mobile phone field or the cell phone field, yeah, or the regular telephone field. Is that clear? All right. Here are some examples of data types that are used. So we have a customer ID data type, which says auto number. So auto number is a data type that simply keeps on incrementing the number, and you don't have to worry about that. So something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the customer ID would just keep on adding. If you have it set on auto number, then customer ID would just keep on adding, incrementing the number by 1, and that makes things much easier for everyone. Is that understood, the auto number field? All right. Moving on to forename, surname, and address. They're all text fields because they all contain textual information. For example, a forename has to be in text, surname has to be in text, address needs to be in text. A telephone number can be number, but because if you're storing area code, you might want to save this as text as well. Right? So telephone number can either be number or text, depending on if you want to store cell numbers or area codes, then you might want to have it as text. Date of birth. Yeah, this needs to be date and time because you're actually storing the month, the day, the year of the person who was born. Number of children. Okay, how many children? Since this database is about people, their details of different people, and how many children they have. So they can type a number here to show how many kids they have. Receive mail, yes or no? Receive mail, yes or no? This is a logical data type. It is Boolean. Boolean means you can have an option of either a yes or you can have an option of a no. So that's what receive mail is all about. So these are the different data types: auto number, text, date and time, number, and Boolean. Okay? Is everything clear here? If you want me to explain this, I can explain it to you again. Okay, good. So we're good to go. Let's move on. Okay, now we're going to try practicing a database in Microsoft Access, and then I'll show you how we can do some queries with it as well, okay? So let's see if we can, create a database and Access. So let me just stop this one. And then you guys can ask me any questions that you'd like to. Students, can you stop chatting with each other? You're sitting right next to one another. So stop sending messages on the chat. Okay, so I'm here in Microsoft Access. You will have a question where you're gonna have to create a database. Please listen carefully, son. This is all about tomorrow's exam. Do not ask me any question during the exam. Pay attention right now. So in tomorrow's exam, you're going to be asked to create a database structure and run some queries on it. So before you begin, make sure you launch Microsoft Access. And once you do launch it, you're going to have to click on blank desktop database. Okay, so we click on blank desktop database, and the next thing it wants to know is, I'm sorry, that didn't go well. Let me try that again. It didn't work out. Let me do it. I want to show you how you can save in the G drive. All right. Okay, we're in blank. Okay, so you choose blank database. All right, so I'm going to choose blank database. Okay, single click on blank database and you'll come to this screen. Now you don't want to save in administrator documents, rather you want to click on browse and you need to go to your G drive, okay? So for example, if I'm working on, if this is Saad, so Saad would go to his G drive and that's where he would see network, server, and then his name. Okay, so this is just a test. Okay, make sure it's all set, then you click create. And you come to this screen, right? Okay, now when you're here and you're creating a database based on some questions, you'd have to go to design view. Okay, design view and data sheet view are the two views you'll be working with in Microsoft Access. But before you can design the table, you need to go to design view, okay? So right click over here, left click over here, and choose the little arrow, and then select design view. Okay, it wants to know what the table name is going to be called. So I'm going to call it, okay, I'm creating a database call for hospital patients, okay? Okay, let's make a database for a dentist. Okay, so I'm going to call it dentist table, all right? Okay, here I am now. Now, I'm going to basically create this for, okay, let me just show you something before I move on. Hold on a second. All right, I'm giving you a few minutes to read this. Can you guys read this, please? Yeah. So here's a scenario. Just read it till here. Everybody. Has everybody read this? Have you guys
Yes.
gone through this? Okay, so there is a scenario that there is a dentist and the dentist clinic is still using an old system to store information about the patients coming in. So this person goes in and finds out that, they need to have a better system and he can help them with it. So he's going to do this. He's a student and he's going to make a database for this particular client.
What student is us?
Yeah, think of it as you. Okay, so have a look at some of these things. Some of the fields that this person has figured out are that the name is divided into title, first name, and last name. Address can be divided into address line 2, town, county, postcode, and telephone. So these are some of the ideas for creating fields. So here's a list of the fields, guys. Can you see the list of the fields? I'm going to give you the list of the fields to create in the exam, and then you'd have to create exactly the fields that are listed. So let's add some of these fields now. The first field is called title. What is title going to be? It's a text field with 4 characters. It can be things like Miss, Mrs., Mr., and so on. Okay, so let's make, okay, first thing what I need is, let's make a patient ID. This can be auto number. The title needs to be short text. Yes, that's fine. Okay, let's see what the next field is. First name and surname. Okay. Where have I written it wrong? I haven't even written it anywhere.
S-U-R-N-A-M-E. It's S-I-N.
No, S-U-R-N-A. That's how you write surname. Yeah. Address 1 and address 2. Okay, so this is address line 1, address line 2. Line 1. Address line 2. And then we have town and county. Okay, let's just keep it to town. I don't want to add counties and take too long. Telephone number. Okay, telephone number. No, telephone number. You have an exam tomorrow. Aren't you worried about your exam? You can eat any other time you want. Okay, appointment date. Okay, let's go. Date of appointment. Date of appointment. Okay, what should I keep? What data type should I keep for date of appointment? Date type.
Number?
No, because it's date of appointment, so you have a field called date and time. You can keep that, okay?
Okay.
Charges. Okay, charges. What should I keep for charges?
Number.
I can keep number, but there is another better data type there called currency. So I can keep this one, yes. Okay. Vaccinated. Okay, vaccinated. What should I keep for this? You want to write in whether the candidate is
Yes, no, yes, no.
the Boolean data type called yes, no. That's what I'm going to keep, okay? All right, so this looks good enough. Let's just enter some data. I'm going to click on data view. So now we can add some data to this. So let's add a few people here. Two, Town is Karachi. Date of appointment. Okay, date of appointment is interesting. When you click on this little calendar, you won't have to type it in. You can actually choose it from here. So the date of appointment is set to the 2nd. Charges are going to be, okay, let's make it $50 for now. Okay, it's in dollars, so I've just written 50. Is she vaccinated? Yes, she's vaccinated. Okay. I'm sorry, it's Mrs. Shazia. Let's go to another, let's add her another one. Miss Jill. You got it. Yeah, that's where it came to my mind. Charges. Yes. Mr. Alfred Ford coming from This guy's not vaccinated, okay? All right, I'm gonna save this now. All right. Okay, now I'm gonna create a query. Now let's see how we're gonna make a query, guys. This is important, pay attention. Now we've got the data inside the database. Now let's do a few quick queries to see how it works. You click on the Create Query tab, and you click on Query Design, okay? Create Query Design. Okay, you come to this page, and then you need to add the table. So we only have one table called dentist table. So I would add that table here. Okay, so I've got all my fields here. Now, if I want to see a list of people who have not been vaccinated, I would like to see their patient ID, their title, their first name, and their surname. So I would drag and drop all of this down here. And then I would like to see who is not vaccinated. So I would go in criteria, under vaccinated, and I would say no. I want to see people who are not vaccinated, okay? Let's see how that works. No, I'm not writing now, it just keeps showing that. So now it's showing me the people who are not vaccinated. So I'm getting Mr. Abdul Ghafoor, who's not vaccinated. Okay, the people who are vaccinated, I changed the no to a yes under vaccinated. And this is what it looks like now. I'm getting all the people who are vaccinated. Okay. Now I want to see the people from Karachi. So I would like to add town here. And I would like to add Karachi. Okay, so I want to see people who are from Karachi. So I type Karachi under town, I drop down town, and then I write Karachi there. Click view. So Mrs. Shazia is from Karachi. Okay. If I want to see who has an appointment on a certain day, so what I can do is I can drag and drop the appointment field here. And now I can say, in criteria, I can say date between the 1st of November, 2021, and the 10th of November, 2021, okay? So let's see if anybody has an appointment between the 1st. Okay, there is a problem. You have to write the month first, the day after. Okay, this is a problem because it's an American program, Microsoft Access. So you have to use, you have to use the American terminology, which is day, month, year instead. Oh, sorry, month, day, year instead of day, month, year. So let's try that again. Okay, we got two people who have appointments in November. One is Mrs. Shazia. She's booked on for the 2nd of November, and the other is Mr. Abdul Ghafoor. He's booked in for the 5th of November. So that's about it. Okay, guys, so this is what I wanted to show you for tomorrow's exam. If you have any questions, please let me know, else you can log off and leave.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How will I make the database sheet when it's not installed in my computer for the exam?
I'm gonna leave this on your, I'm gonna leave my computer on with remote control for you to work on.
Okay.
But just like you did before, remember?
Okay. Yes, I remember.
So through Zoom, you're gonna be able to use Microsoft Access. So whatever you're gonna save, it's gonna be on my computer. You won't have to save it anywhere else. It'll just be on my machine. Only the multiple choice questions, that's what you're gonna, solve on any page.
Okay.
Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know. Is there anything else that I should re-explain to you, or is everything clear?
No, everything is clear.
Excellent. I mean, honestly, I wish you had Microsoft Access back at home so you could practice on it. Isn't there any other computer at home, your mommy or your daddy's, who you can use for the
No,
practice? Not even a home machine like a desktop computer or something?
no, I don't have a desktop.
All right, take care, Alina. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.